begin by congratulating Auburn and the job they did, especially in the last 8 or 10 minutes of the game. They played with an incredible amount of energy, enthusiasm, physicality, and knocked us off our spots, and they were a load on the offensive glass. I think those extra possessions were the difference in the game. But I want to give our guys a lot of credit too. We really, really grew as a group. This was an awesome team to be around every single day. That it hurts when you don't perform at your best for the last game and put yourself in position to win. But overall, just very, very proud of this group.
Let's start with some questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand if you have a question. All right, down front and then there. Right side, front row.
Robbie LaStella, Bracketeer.org. My question's for Vlad. Saw you embracing Dusty there at the end. Can you just kind of reflect on your journey a little bit, coming here with Michigan, being developed at FAU with Dusty, and how that's been for you overall?
It's been great. I love all my decisions that I came in. I decided to play for this man, and obviously I can see I got better players than I were before, but probably more important for me is like the emotions I got, the relationship I built, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Let's go with the third row on the right.
JR3AL.com. My question's for Vlad. What did kind of the Auburn front court do defensively to kind of fluster you today?
I mean, they played physical defense. The shots didn't fall in, and sometimes it happens. It feels even worse that it happened in this kind of game, but it is what it is.
Back row on the left.
Hey, Gunter Schroeder, USA Today. Questions for Danny. In the closing stages, Auburn seemed to maybe have figured out something that they didn't know throughout the whole last game last year and then the first half this year. But looking back on your overall performance tonight, what do you think others may have learned about your overall game that we may not have known coming into tonight?
You're asking? Sure. I'm a little confused, sorry.
Just something you think you showed everyone.
That's the last thing on my mind. I had no intention of showing anyone what type of player I was. Yeah, all I really cared about was getting a win, and we weren't able to do it. Credit to Auburn. But yeah, I had no intention of really showing anyone what type of game I played. That was the last thing on my mind.
Third row on the right of the aisle.
James Fletcher from On3. For Vlad and Danny, there were a lot of people who had something to say about playing two centers at the start of this season, and I know it's hard to look at right now, but in the grand scheme of this season, what can you say about playing together as a duo, proving a lot of people wrong, and the trust that Coach May put in you guys to run that lineup?
I loved every single minute of playing with Danny. He was a great player, but it's been fun. We did something that not many people do, and we did something that me personally I haven't done before, and I think I learned a lot playing by the side with him.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, playing at Michigan this year was the greatest honor of my lifetime. And when Coach May and the staff kind of gave me the opportunity to come here and laid out a plan for Vlad and I questioned it at first, but they put so much trust into the two of us, and our teammates make us look way better than we are. And yeah.
Far left in the back row.
Danny, this game, it almost felt like an Auburn home game. What, with that crowd overwhelmingly on their side, it seemed like it didn't fluster you. Did you guys feed off that, or what was that atmosphere like to play in?
Yeah, they're the #1 overall seed, so they get, I don't know how it works with locations, but yeah, before tip it seemed like a true road game, and I don't think it really fazed any of us. And then obviously in the second half, late second half, when they hit a few shots, the place erupted, and that's just a huge momentum swing, especially when you have the crowd into it. But I thought we kind of pushed past that noise early on, and credit to Auburn, they hit some big shots late, but it's March Madness, and we're 2 hours away from their facility, and they had a great supporting cast from their fans, and credit to them, but yeah, I don't really think it fazed us too much.
Third row on the left.
Namari, you were a member of this program and it was 8-24 last year. Curious if you can reflect on being one of the few to stick with this team throughout the coaching transition and how you want this year to be remembered.
Yeah, coming off of last year, Coach Dusty came in, like the guy said, with a plan to win and to get a group of guys together that were fit to win and eventually become brothers. And that's exactly what we did. Coming off a tough year last year, us, especially the returns, me, Will, Jace, etc., the plan was to rewrite the story and represent the Block M in the right way. And this season was amazing. Not only did we build brothers and brotherhood, but we're going to talk about this, for the rest of our lives, and it's something that we're all going to remember. So I'm grateful to be a part of this group, and I'm grateful to be a part of the University of Michigan as a whole.
Back row on the left.
Hey, Gunter Schroeder, USA Today. Wanted a bit of a follow-up for Danny. I know you grew up a big Michigan fan, and when you had the opportunity to come in and play for Coach May, you didn't think twice about it. But how do you want to be remembered as a Michigan basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, when I left Yale, I didn't know what my basketball future held, and I knew I wanted to be at this level. And obviously, in the back of my mind, I'd grown up a big Michigan fan, and I sported a ton of Michigan clothes. And after their Final Fours, all I wanted for my birthday was signed basketballs. And I have so much respect and gratitude for my coaches for allowing me to come here. It was arguably the greatest year of my life, and I made so many amazing relationships. I met my brothers for life, and we had an unbelievable locker room, and we stuck with each other through the ups and downs, and it sucks to see it cut short. But yeah, this last year has been the greatest in my life, and I have to thank the coaches and my teammates for that.
We got time for a couple more. We can take questions for Coach as well.
Robbie Listella, Bracketeer.org. Dusty, tough loss tonight, but you've changed Michigan for the better. 8 wins last year, Sweet 16 now. What's the journey been like for you getting this team to where they are now and going forward into the future? What's that look like for you?
That's the toughest part. You think back to June or whatever date it was when you had the full group here and what they looked like then and where you were at that point. It didn't look anything like it does now. Just to see these guys, you're bringing in so many new guys. You have some other guys still in the program. You don't know how their personalities are going to mesh, their skill sets. So just for these guys to want to be better every single day, to be open, to change, to love each other, to get off the mat when you get knocked down. Just proud of their group. A lot of fun. I mean, obviously we had a blast, and we did some things that we'll have forever. We'll have a banner or whatnot. But man, when I think back of the first Michigan team that I was a part of, these guys, they left a legacy. They have an identity. They've helped us establish identity, and they should be very, very proud of their body of work.
Last two questions. We'll go back row far left.
Namari, you guys may not be part of it, but what is the future like for the Michigan program now under Dusty? Now that you've come so far, but where do you think the program's headed next year and beyond?
This is an absolutely beautiful future ahead of us, especially the type of guys that Dusty recruits, the type of guy that Dusty is, and the type of coach that he is, his schemes, his game plans, offensively, defensively. He keeps really, really good people around him as well, and I think that's just a brand for a beautiful future ahead and representing Michigan the right way going forward.
Last question here, third row on the right.
For Coach May, that front court duo that you brought together this offseason, what can you say now reflecting on the season that they had as a duo about your image for them when you brought them in, what you sold them on, and how it played out, and maybe how they reached those expectations or exceeded them along the way?
Well, they number one, I credit them. They bought into a vision, and sometimes it's hard to buy into something that's not seen, that you can't see. But also they worked. They wanted to figure out solutions. They wanted to figure out the best way to do it, and it starts with just getting really quality people that are good at basketball, and then figure out a way to make it work. And so now my mind shifts to next season immediately. Like, what's it going to look like? How do we replicate the best of this season, and then how do we fix some things so we're still playing for another few weeks? But yeah, those guys, they became a national story because of their unique skill sets, how well they work together, but also the other three guys on the court didn't get as much credit as they deserved because they were the ones spacing, cutting, feeding the ball, whatever the case. So, but yeah, it was unique for us to get for those guys to get some really quality attention and press and give us another kind of, I guess, subculture or identity going forward.
That's all the time we have. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.